Hey, happy Makeup Monday. I'm just gonna clean a couple brushes here with our dry brush cleaner since I'm just gonna wait for a few people to hop on here. So I'm just spraying. I'm gonna use a couple of our demi-line brushes today for my eyeshadow application actually. They're really nice. And they're also on sale right now as well. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit of a different brush rather than our everyday eyeshadow brush. They're just double-ended like our regular Saint brushes, but they're on sale. So if you want a little bit of a steal of a deal, I'm just going to show you how you can use them for something other than demi. If you're just hopping on here, I should probably introduce myself. My name's Courtney. I run this page here on Minimally Enhanced, and I just like to share a little bit easy makeup tips for kind of the everyday person. And today I wanted to show you guys a wedding look, like a wedding eyeshadow look. We're gonna not comment on the old complexion today. I've made it through a couple of years of this pandemic, and now my skin is starting to react to our masks. So I haven't been wearing anything complexion wise, so we're just gonna focus on an eyeshadow look today. So I'm just going to use a couple brushes. Like I said, these are demi brushes, and then I just grabbed my palette. I picked out a few eyeshadow shades, kind of based on the, see where I can get this so you guys can see this shades here, based on the image that some of you voted in on my Instagram stories. So we're going to do like a little bit of like a neutral with a little pop of pink, kind of champagne color. So I've already done the look on this side here. Hopefully the colors will kind of show through for you guys, but it's just like a simple like neutral eye that anybody can wear, so it's perfect for going into wedding season for you to be able to do your own eyeshadow for your look. So nothing too complicated today, just a few basic colors, and I'm going to walk you guys through. As always, if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for future tutorials, please let me know. I love to help you guys out over on this page. But just to start with, I'm just going to take the fluffy end of one of our brushes here. I'm going to pop into just this medium brown shade, or light brown shade, sorry. If you have like a powdered bronzer that you really like at home, this would be a perfect shade for that. It's just kind of a lighter, warm kind of brown shade. So I'm just going to take that on the fluffy end of my brush, and I'm actually going to bring this kind of like above my crease all over. So if you have hooded eyes where like this part of your skin covers your lid like I do and you're looking straight ahead, make sure you bring your colors all the way up and into the corner. To really bring some lift to that eye and open it up, especially this, what we would classify as like a transition shade, that's really going to kind of warm up your eye look here as well, because it's a little bit more warmer. So I like to just bring this around the outer corner of the eye as well, just lightly blending. So I'm holding this brush a little bit farther off to the end as I'm kind of feathering this all across my crease here. Basically, I'm really messy here with this color. Doesn't need to be fancy. Oh, I wanted to mention as well, of course I forgot, if you find that you have some trouble with eyeshadows like lasting throughout the day, or if you have some like not quite as dark like pigments that you maybe see some other people, try grabbing an eyeshadow primer. That might really help you. If I'm doing like more of an evening look, I definitely use a primer. I just use one from e.l.f. that's like $3. It's just an eyeshadow primer. So you can just add a little bit of that, or if you are a Saint user, you can use like your brightening highlighter, your main highlight shade as well. It'll just kind of keep everything a little bit more tacky, so the colors can have something to stick to. If you have a little bit more of a mature eye as well, you might like that too. It'll just kind of help spread out some of those fine lines on the eye as well. So once I've placed down that the lightest brown shade here, or powder bronzer, like I said, if you have at home, I put that all in the crease and kind of in that outer corner. Then I'm going to move over into kind of a medium brown shade. This is a little bit more of a cooler shade, so when you're mixing warms and cools, it kind of makes for a fun look. I just flipped this brush over. You guys, I'm having a blank on what the name of this brush is. I think it's the blur brush, maybe? I could be wrong. Anyways, it's more of like a thicker domed end. I'm just going to tap into this shade here, taking a little bit on my brush, and I'm actually just going to be tapping this to the outer corner of my eye. I want to make sure I'm keeping this color from like the edge of my iris out, so I'm just going to kind of close my eye a little bit here if you need some help with that, and I'm just tapping this right into the inner corner, and I'm just using these tapping motions to kind of like blend it out across the lower crease line here and kind of up into the corner. So it really doesn't need to be too fancy. I'm just putting a little bit more of this depth in the outer corner. And then what I have left on the brush, I'm just going to kind of curve into that crease. So place a little bit more there. And then I just flip my brush back over to the side I had the warmer color on. I'm just going to kind of blend out that edge there so it's not too harsh. And then I'm going to wrap that underneath my eyelid here. Okay. So now I've set those two colors down. This is when I'm going to go in and I'll just take a look straight ahead. Even if you tip your head back a little bit, you can kind of see where that natural crease of your eye is. If you want to be fancy and you know how to, you can go in and do a correct crease, but I wanted to make this super simple kind of for the everyday person. So you can kind of see where I've set this shimmer shade is like right in where that natural crease is, like my actual eye socket. My next shade on here, hopefully that didn't glitch, I just got a notification. I'm going into Soulmate. It's a super pretty kind of pinky salmony shimmer shade. I'm just going to take my ring finger, grab some of that. It's just going to help kind of foil these pigments on here, and I'm just going to tap this onto the inner corner and like top of my eyelid here. I just got to look into a mirror here while I do this too, guys. And then I'm kind of making sure I'm bringing this up into that crease portion here too. So you can see you don't really need to be too fancy with your eyeshadows. I'm just placing little by little here and blending this out into the crease. So you can kind of see you get that nice like pinky, it's almost like too shimmery on the camera. This nice like pinky color down on your lid there. And then I just go back into my brush. I had that medium brown kind of shade on, and I'm just going to kind of blend that into the shimmer that I just put down, just so that line isn't too harsh. Now you could stop here, but when I'm doing an evening look or like an event look, I like to go a little bit darker in that outer corner just to really make it pop. So that's when I go in with this darker shade here. This is Trust, one of my favorites. As you can see, I've kind of hit the bottom, and I'm just taking this more onto the now I definitely forget what this brush is. It's more of like a soft kind of pointed brush. I'm just going to tap that. Same tapping motion, like right in that outer corner, just to deepen that edge even more. And then once that pigment is kind of off your brush, then you can kind of blend that across your crease here. So I'm just bringing that all the way up, kind of above where I put all of that shimmer. That'll really kind of define that crease for you there. And then I take a little bit more, really close to that lash line, kind of look like you have a little bit of an eyeliner on, but it's just an eyeshadow. It's just a little bit more of a softer look. And then I like to finish off, this eye look had a little bit of that shimmer underneath the lower lid as well, so I'm just going to tap a little bit underneath here, blend that out. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit of this brighter shimmer shade to highlight. So this is Drift. It's one of my favorites to highlight now. I'm just going to grab a little bit there, and I'm just going to place this in the inner corner of the eye, almost like really messily, and then kind of blend that into the pink there. And just add a little pop of shimmer to that inner corner there for you. And you can highlight that brow bone, keeping it nice and close to the top of the brow. Don't want to highlight that too much. Okay. So that's fun. I already have mascara on, but if you want to kind of up your look a little bit, you can always throw on a fake lash. The last thing that I like to do is kind of define the lash line a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys a fun little tip to do that. So I'm just going to take my darkest shade here. If you wanted, you could even jump to like a black eyeshadow, but I'm just going to grab a little bit of our like setting spray. You could even use like a micellar water. I'm just spraying this onto like an angle line brush, just to kind of get that a little bit wet. And then I'm going to tap into that darkest shade. So this is Trust again. You could also use a black. We have that Salem shade that's beautiful as well. I'm just going to wet my brush and then tap into that eyeshadow. And then it kind of makes like a little bit of a liner. I'm just going to come in close so you guys can kind of see this, but I'm just bringing this dark shade right to the root of my lashes. So I'm almost not even making like a lash line, but I'm just deepening against those lashes, so it's just gonna make them pop a little bit. So I'm not necessarily doing like an eyeliner is what I meant to say, sorry, but I'm just darkening that lash line. So you can add as much as you want here and kind of bring that out to the outer corner there as well. You can just wipe away any fallout you have there. There we go. But that is a super fun, I wish that this pink would show up better on this camera here, super fun look for your weddings. Let me know if you use this look and if you follow along with it. If you want, I can always customize a little palette for you to have your own shades if you have some that you like for like an everyday routine, or if you want something fun, or if you want something for like a wedding look, we can put together with just like 2 or 3 shades, or we can even do like a 1 shade look. Everything's totally customizable. The tins just pop out of the magnetic palettes and you can switch them up. So I drop it on the floor. Switch them up as you prefer, like season to season, or if you're traveling or something like that. These palettes are amazing. I can help you out doing that. That's why I'm an artist, and I'm here to help you with all your makeup needs. So if you have some looks you want to see, let me know. I'd love to do some tutorials on that. But that's it for our evening wedding look tonight. I will try and put the shades that I used into the description of this video afterwards, so you guys can shop away if you need to. Yeah, if you want a color match for the foundation that I use, which I'm not wearing today, just hit the comment section. I have a link there that you guys can go and grab a free color match from me as well. So hopefully you guys have a good rest of your Monday, and we will see you guys next week.